ジャック・リーチャーを演じましたトム・クルーズ。続いて本作でメガホンを取りましたエドワード・ズウィック監督。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
Thank you very much for being here today. It's a great honor for me, as always, to be here, and particularly to be here today again with Ed Zwick. We have not shared this stage together here in Japan.
Well, it's a very particular pleasure. I think it's that moment was a very important moment for me professionally, and a very important moment personally. It was also a very important moment for Tom and for me because we formed a relationship, and it's taken us too long to find something else to do together, but it's not as if we have ever forgotten that moment. I think each of us sort of retain the memory of that moment as one of the most important ones in our careers. So it's a pleasure to be back.
How did you enjoy working together again?
I loved it. I love working with him again. I'm already going like, let's not wait another 14 years, please. Please. And it's such a fine filmmaker. He's a brilliant filmmaker. Incredible with character and story. His films always take me to a different world with a real human point of view. And I think this, for what he brought to this series also is that kind of character and emotion. And obviously we made one before, but what was really important to me is that what did he want to do with it? You know, I'm very respectful and of Ed, and I was like, what do you want? What do you see this character as? And I think that's why we also somewhat saw it as a companion piece to Last Samurai.
I think that for me and for Tom, it was as if we were carrying on a conversation that had begun and there had been no time between it. We fell immediately into the same relationship, into the same energy. It's probably been said so many times before that it's a dream for a director to work with him, not just because of his talent or not just because of his celebrity, but because of what he brings to the process, because of his absolute commitment to each scene, to the training, to the telling of the story, but most of all, to the love that he has of this process. And that then communicates itself to everybody on the crew, to all the other actors. You can see the work that was done by Kobe Smulders and by Danica, and by everyone on the crew. It just becomes a very contagious moment of real joy for people to be aware of their privilege in making movies. So it was exactly the same.
We felt lucky to have her. We thought she was perfect casting for the role. You're just looking for someone who's going to fulfill what that character is. Because she's playing the commander of the 110th. She must be able to come across to be intelligent and able to physically be able to take care of herself, but in a human way. And Kobe has great dramatic ability, and she just happens to be very beautiful also. And a very nice person. So I think that really comes across in screen, the character that she created. So I'm really just looking for someone who is going to be great in that role, you know, and it's, and you know, working, you know, with Ed, the director, you know, and he's directing us, and you just want someone who's really going to shine, and it's interesting getting to know them and bringing out things that we admire in them and putting that on screen, but being the character. You know, and I look for people also that are very hardworking. I work 7 days a week. Yeah, I haven't had a vacation in years, but I don't want to. I love what I do. So I look for people, all the male or female or anyone who is as passionate about storytelling and making a movie as I am. You know, it's not just a job for me. You know, I don't have to do this, but I'm passionate about it. I love it. I've wanted to do it since I was 4 years old. And I like being surrounded by people who are that creative, that passionate about it. And I learn. You know, I'm both, sometimes have to be the teacher, but most of the time I find that I am the student.
やもう書いてる私生徒の方ではそれぐらい学んで
It's amazing, and that's why I love also working with Ed, his passion.
彼も素晴らしい情熱を
Very creative, very smart, and and that's what I look for. Some people that are just as passionate about it. And I tell people, if you don't want to work hard and are not passionate about it, I'm not the person to work with, and that's okay. But I find that people that are that passionate, it's not work. It's just you just want to do it, and we do it because we want to entertain audiences. I want someone to watch a film, go somewhere else, enjoy it, and I make many different kinds of movies. Some films are, just different genres. Because people, as we as audiences, we all like different kinds of music and different kinds of movies. So I like to challenge myself and learn how to make those films. And it's beautiful because it is a group effort making a movie. It is. It's every day. I think I want to be there for him as a director. My job as the actor is to be there for him and try to give him as much help as possible. And I want that from the actors with me, and I need his help. So we're all working together, helping each other to create something that will entertain and communicate to an audience. And I love that experience. I love having that group together and we're figuring it out. It just somehow we just keep going at it and you find moments and it's really fun. And that's why I've dedicated really my life and training to make movies. Always trying to improve myself. I'm very demanding of myself. But I try to be nice to myself also. Thank you.
はい、今から13年前です。先ほど何度もお話ししていただいている映画ラストサムライ共演されました。トム・クルーズさん演じる主人公と心を通わす少年を演じられたこの方が来ています。日本で今も本当大活躍しています俳優の池松壮亮さんです。盛大な拍手でお迎えください。はい、ということでね、今日はお酒をプレゼントに。
いや、こちらこそ。
She's very excited to see you again.
We are very excited to see you.
ということで、
Grown up.
ちょっとじゃなくて持ってきます。
We've all heard about the work that you've been doing since and how good the work has been.
But I am not surprised. Because working with him, he was incredible. Trust me, I know. I do this.
I have one.
That was on Sunset Strip.
Well, I have a very specific memory. We had a very emotional scene to do. The crazy director wanted to shoot the scene just at the moment of sunset, and it's when Tom says goodbye to the character that Sosuke plays, and to ask an actor to do a very emotional scene when they're an experienced actor is already a difficult thing, but to ask an actor at his age to do this and to do it on the first take perfectly is asking much too much.
Also, he wrote the scene right before we were writing it, right before. And then I had to learn it in Japanese. His son was setting, do you remember this?
覚えてる？
覚えてないです。
No.
Just tell him I'm very happy to see him here. Ed and I are very excited. We think of you all the time, and really, he did such a wonderful job. It was so much fun working with you every day. And I'm very proud of what we all created together. Thank you for coming here today to say. It's always, we think of our samurai family always. Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございました。
本当に夢のようなね再会、私たちも目撃できて本当にありがとうございました。